Welcome back to day 20 of the 100 horror films in 31 days. I got 4 films in today, and most of them were really good watches. First up is a Jess Franco film, 1969's Succubus. I did a separate review of this film for my Franco Fridays, so I'm not going to cover this now, but suffice to say I think this is mandatory viewing for any Jess Franco fan, and a landmark film. So that's Succubus. If you want to know more, you can check out my Franco Friday video. Next up and last of the trilogy, I know you're probably as glad that it's over as I am, and that's the Mummy trilogy. I watched the third film, which is the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, I believe. Yeah. Ironically enough, I thought this one was better than the second film. And I guess it's mainly because of the premise. I enjoyed the premise. We had a change of locale to China, and now we're dealing with a Chinese emperor that's coming back from the dead. It's the same Chinese emperor that actually built the Great Wall, and he built the Great Wall on top of all these dead bodies. And then you've got the terracotta statues, which are, thousands of years old that were found, and those are used by the emperor as his army to come back to life. I actually liked the whole premise of that, and I thought the special effects CGI was much, much better than the second film. I know the third film was panned by the critics, but honestly, I thought it was better than the second one. I could have done without the Yetis. I thought that was kind of silly, but the overall premise I thought was interesting enough to carry me through that. So, yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's nothing earth-shattering, but it was an improvement over the second film. Next up is an interesting film, a 2014 release. This is by Chris Alexander, who is the editor of Fangoria magazine. Queen of Blood. And this is a fascinating film with essentially no dialogue. It's just a series of images that are very Jean Rollin-esque. It's a throwback film to 60s, 70s surrealism, and I thought it was very good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. This is an Intervision release. I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's an interesting watch, and I would recommend it. And then finally, probably one of my favorite movies. This is 2000's Shadow of the Vampire. Ilias Mirage directed this, and it's got William Dafoe playing Max Schreck and John Malkovich playing F.W. Murnau. And essentially the storyline is this is a film about the making of 1921-22's Nosferatu. And it's an interesting, fun, fascinating, dark comedy. I thought William Dafoe was fantastic as Max Schreck, the vampire, and John Malkovich was fantastic as Murnau. This thing actually won a couple of Academy Awards too. It's an underrated classic, and I loved it to death. Highly recommend Shadow of the Vampire. So that's a quick synopsis of day 20. And I appreciate you watching. Thanks.